Hey, it's Kellum Lewis, marriage and family therapist. And I was here at my desk and it just hit me. I haven't even done my video for today. Today was to be the first day, is the first day of my 30-day challenge to myself to do a video. So I'm doing a video. I'm trying to learn how to speak naturally on YouTube and camera, and also to help clarify my thoughts and to see what I can do to decrease the filler words and get more comfortable and present in myself as I'm delivering something hopefully of value to anybody who sees this video. And actually to get more truthful with myself about what I'm talking about, not just do a shtick. So I thought one thing that I might share with you is that I have been on this long journey to try to figure out how to be more productive, if we want to think about it like that. I actually am not thinking about it so much that way anymore. I'm thinking about how to optimize my life, how to optimize my potential. And I'm a little bit older, later in life. I've lived a lot of my life trying to help other people, and maybe in some ways it felt like that was a role that I assumed early on, or that was set aside for me early on in my family, to put other people's interests before my own. And so it's been a healing journey to try to get to the point where I am saying, I want to optimize my life. It's my life, and what do I want my life to be about? I think that's important for everybody. It's a little preachy, but I think it might be really important for everybody to try to figure out whose life you're living and whose life you want your life to be about. I think certainly as I've gotten older, I've begun to think more about looking back on my life and what I want it to be. And so anyway, I have a few ideas and I want to share those with you. And one thing that I realized that I bring to the table that I think I have seen as lacking in the area of productivity or optimizing one's life is the psychological side of things. I have read a lot of great books and seen a lot of great videos and talked to people, coaches and such, who have great ideas around becoming more productive or finding one's vision and pulling that out, but not always with a lot of depth psychology behind it. In other words, not always with a lot of understanding about how the influences of childhood operate on the brain and shape the identity of a person. And that's something that I have a good deal of experience with. And so I think I can shed some light on, for instance, why it's sometimes so difficult to do the things that productivity coaches suggest we do. So for instance, the 2-minute rule is one of those, or habit stacking, which I think is a great idea. All of these are great ideas. Or I'm looking at my notes. So the idea of needing a system. I think that's a big one for me, needing a system. But why is it so difficult to put together a system? Why is it so difficult for a lot of us to sit down and do the 2-minute rule? There's something going on in our minds, and I think a lot of that, sure, we call it ADHD these days, and that's a real thing, and I think we're seeing a lot more of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Only what I'm talking about right now is the active mind aspect of that attention disordered part, and I think there are a lot of reasons related to environment, etc., that we may be seeing a lot more ADHD. And I think part of why we're seeing ADHD more so is also related to conditions of childhood and the way our minds are formed and the way our families, and we could even say modern times or modernity, has shaped our minds. And there are big forces at play here. Capitalism, for instance, is a big part of that, and ideas around colonialism, not just ideas, but facts of colonialism, and how our minds have actually been, we might say, colonized in order to serve the profit motive. Maybe that's one way to talk about it, getting a little deep here. But if you think about that, might that not explain why it's so difficult to get our minds back? and to just think for ourselves and to focus on our work. So for instance, that's one idea that I could bring to the table here, is that maybe it's so difficult to be productive because our minds are actually colonized by an idea, and that idea serves certain portions of the population more than others. So there are the haves and the have-nots, or the rulers and the enslaved people. That's another way of thinking about it. And again, getting a little into the weeds, but wanted to just share that idea about psychology, in my view, being behind everything. And so when we have difficulty sitting down and getting productive, or focusing our minds, maybe it's good to remember that that's a symptom, or we could look at that as a symptom of a deeper issue, and we could become curious about that. So, checking my notes. So, like I said, I have been on this journey for a good long while, over 20 years. I've been a therapist for 20 years. And by the way, nothing I'm offering here is therapy. We're not doing therapy. I'm not doing therapy with you. I say that as a disclaimer. So, anything that I say, I'm just offering my ideas, my thoughts, and some goodwill. And if that helps you, that's great. I'm open for discussion around any of this as well. Because like I was getting ready to say, I'm on a personal journey trying to figure this out for myself, and have been for more than 20 years, trying to figure out how to be productive, how to optimize my life, how to maximize my potential. And I have figured some things out. It's been a slow journey, partly because of that vast mind and the difficulty, I think, related to some injuries from childhood, and some lack of attention, some neglect in childhood. I think we're just starting to understand how impactful emotional neglect is to our human brains. And so part of what I want to do here is to share what I've learned. I'm also on a journey to find out more, and so I want to be in a community of people who are trying to understand our makeup, understand our psychology, and help each other and support each other. And that's part of what I want to offer you too, is whatever support I can in terms of maximizing your life, maximizing your potential, maximizing that even smacks of capitalism, doesn't it? Or consumerism. How about optimizing? I don't know, these words, we can debate these words. Or making the most of, or fulfilling one's purpose. I like that. That's pretty good. So that's part of what I wanted to share tonight. That's what I wanted to share today, in my first day challenge of YouTube videos for 30 days, heading up to hopefully hopefully Halloween will be a celebration that I've made it all the way through 30 days. And so if you're interested, please join me in this challenge. I would love to have companions and partners on this journey, and I will look at your videos, and I will comment and like and subscribe and that sort of thing. But maybe there's a way that, especially over 50 creators, we could support each other. Under 50 is okay too. But we over 50 creators, I think, could use each other's support. All right, I'm going to stop there. That was my video for today, October 1st, and thank you for watching. Would be happy for you to like or subscribe. And I'm Kellum Lewis, and I will meet you here next time.